Many economists thought the number would remain above 9 throughout the remainder of this year, but that's not the case. Now, again, we have to deliver these numbers. We understand many of you at home that don't have jobs, these numbers don't mean a lot, except maybe giving you a little bit of hope. So we don't mean to be sort of insensitive when we give these numbers and sort of paint the world as everything's good. We know that you're trying to get jobs right now, but the overall number in the nation has dropped to 8.9%. Hide your kids, hide your wife, hide your weed?
What?
Internet sensation Antoine Dodson has been arrested after he was caught with marijuana. Here's a look at his mugshot.
Oh, hello, Antoine.
Remember Antoine? Hide your kids, hide your wife. He became famous for his YouTube hit called Bed Intruder, where that little jingle that I just sang was made famous.
Hide your kids, hide your wife.
No word yet if Antoine is working on a new song about his drug bust. And in just 3 hours, jurors will meet again to decide the fate of Cathedral City mother Robin Davis. She is accused of allowing her child to be alone with her husband, who burned and beat the 10-month-old girl.
To a man and to a woman, they made it sound like it was done very routinely. It didn't take that long. All the proper precautions were followed. And by the end of the day, there was a nice line outside the school so that parents could show up, show identification that they were the parent or guardian of the children that they came to pick up. They were then given their children and allowed to go home. Oh, absolutely. In terms of the wind, I'm sure a lot of you have seen live trucks, which is how we are able to bring you our signal on a day-to-day basis. Our live truck has a mast, and it is currently in the air, and I got to tell you, it is swaying back and forth, reaching a point that we were actually concerned that it was going to fall.
Another thing to remember about specifically Kauai, that was an area that was really hit hard by Hurricane Iniki a number of years ago, and as a result, they're just starting to get back. I know I was there a couple years ago, and they've done a beautiful job trying to renovate much of the island, but it's not perfect, and there are still some areas that are damaged from Hurricane Iniki, so hopefully the effects will be lessened, but you just don't know at this point. Let me get to my second question now, Caitlin. Your husband is in the Navy. What have they been told, or can you even tell us what they've been told about moving their ships away from the coast? Because in Seal Beach, the USS Dubuque, which is really close to us right here, has been moved offshore to keep it away from any docks to prevent any damage to the ship. What has your husband been told? They're telling people to take Sepulveda, but as we know, it's only 6:50 there now. Over the course of rush hour, Sepulveda is going to become a nightmare as well. For those of you who are familiar with this area, this is where the 10 meets the 405, Pico meets the 405. It is very difficult to navigate this area, and as a result, accidents often happen. Let's take a look at the breakdown. The jobless rate is 8.8%, like Stella said. That is a 2-year low. Since December, the rate has fallen a full percentage point. That's great news. That's the sharpest drop since 1983. The Labor Department says 216,000 new jobs were added last month, and this is interesting. Private employers, the backbone of the economy, drove nearly all the gains. They added 230,000 jobs last month. Now, again, as I said earlier when the numbers immediately came out, the concern at this point is the states. We're concerned as to what states are going to be doing in terms of cutting jobs, because as we all know, California is one of many states in the nation, if not all the states, that are having budget difficulties. And so the concern is, are they going to continue to cut jobs to balance their budgets?
It's a challenge. And what's awesome about that, whether it's 500 or 40, it's great stuff. No amount is too small. We need all the money we can get. $1, 7 meals. Brooke, I'll toss it back to you. Tom, I don't know about you, but I grew up watching the Academy Awards and always wanting to go to those after parties after the awards. Well, tonight, we have our own slice of that right here on East Palm Canyon and Cherokee Way. We're having a blast.
And as the sun comes up, the clock is ticking to try to get this accident scene cleared as quickly as possible, because that's when the morning commute's going to really start to pick up. But are you prepared for the big one? Most people aren't. So to get ready, we've brought in the world's largest mobile earthquake simulator. And we've also brought in KPSP Local 2 mobile journalist Kimberly Chang, who's standing inside the big shaker. I've had this strange little smile on my face every time we've tossed to you, because I know you're going to get wrecked in about 20 seconds. Kate, I do like the pink shirt, but I have a question for Justin Bieber. Can you go over to him for a moment?
What would you like me to ask Justin?
Todd has Bieber fever right now.
What do I do to cure Bieber fever? Can you ask him that?
Maybe Pamela knows. What does Todd do to cure Bieber?
There he is. Can I talk about my day yesterday?
Yes.
We shot a promo over at Desert Mirage. I worked out with the baseball team. Really worked out. It's kind of a loose use of that phrase. Went out there with Jason Beck, the coach over there, and we shot some fun promos. I just had an absolute blast with the guys out there. So much fun. I love playing it, but I was worried when we set this thing up that it was going to be about 110 degrees out there, because it's out in thermal, and it's hotter out there.
Yes.
It was so beautiful. Even though I had full caked makeup on and my hair was all coiffed, I only sweated a little, and it was actually just a beautiful day, so I thank you for that, and I thank you guys out there. I know we kind of had a lot of jokes, and I learned some interesting words, interesting vocab words from you guys that I can't say on air, but
yeah.
I got an opportunity to be a 16-year-old kid again, which was a lot of fun.
It's salsa, I guess, but not, forget about it. This is salsa.
No, literally, you want us to forget about that. That wasn't like forget about it, it's awesome. You literally want us to forget about it. Carlene, it is time for your wellness wake-up call. Fitness expert Scott Cole is here. Good to see you.
Good to see you, Todd.
As always, you smell unbelievable.
You know,
what is today's scent?
Today's scent is jasmine.
Oh, my goodness
Organic
gracious.
jasmine oil. Just a little bit, too.
I get distracted.
It goes a long way, right?
Yeah, no, it smells spectacular.
Yeah, it does,
I feel like I'm in a
doesn't it?
spa. Yeah. Just to clarify something Steve said, Up was not an adult movie. It was a movie that could be enjoyed by adults. Thank you. It's also going to be interesting to see how this affects the markets today, which are going to open in about an hour and 10 minutes there in New York. All right.
Absolutely.
Switching gears, time now is 5:17.
This is totally an awkward change.
Do you love Snoopy? Enough to get him on your license plates?
You know, there are so many abbreviations these days, I literally have to Google them and go, what does
Right, what
this
is it?
mean?
Which completely defeats the purpose because it's not saving anybody time, it's just adding more.
I feel like I'm getting old.
Well, you do walk with a cane.
Yeah.
They're giving some of their workers a lot of cash to quit. We're talking about the U.S. Postal Service. It's hoping to cut 7,500 jobs by offering a $20,000 buyout to veteran workers.
You've seen them.
I know I'm old because I'm like, what are these things?
Yeah, I had to explain to him.
And then
I've seen them. The kids have them.
And then I told Stella to get off my lawn. These rubber bracelets that come in all kinds of shapes and sizes may be the hottest things to your kids, but as Lisa Siegel tells us, the bracelets can be dangerous. There wasn't any music there for a second. I thought I was going to have to sing it. 'Cause it was not your fault but mine, and it was your heart on the line. I can't
sure
sing
you want to be
the
an
other
anchor?
line because there's a curse. Sorry. I love Bieber. Can't get enough of his hair.
That's because they compare you to
Singing
Bieber
so-
here in the
Oh,
valley.
Come on.
You're the Bieber of the Coachella Valley.
Of course. When you
Fever,
look at
fever.
me, teen heartthrob. Todd Patrick Piro. Not so much.